Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 with another Transformers review. Today we're going to be looking at the Studio Series Dark of the Moon Shockwave. And boy oh boy is this one a letdown. Like, I am so disappointed in this figure. And I'm sure that's old news to a lot of people, as this is a reissue of an old figure, but like, holy crap. This Shockwave deserved better, man. Like, holy crap, dude. But yeah, let's start with the packaging. Here we have what I can only assume to be like some sort of AI image of his tank mode, because that doesn't even look remotely close to what he actually transforms into. In fact, it looks closer to the original Voyager than it does to this figure. And we have his face up here. It's covered by the GameStop thing. Wrap around to that artwork, and we got the logos on the top, we got the legal jargon on the bottom, we got that really cool mug shot on the side, and our product shots, and our little bio there, and that's it for the packaging. And let me sort through my pile. There it is. Come here. We have our lovely instruction booklet. So there is that. And we do get a couple small accessory pieces that we're just going to go over real quick. We get Brains, a little Einstein looking dude, and we get Wheelie, and yeah, these two are going in a plastic baggie and disappearing. And we also get the paratrooper that, you know, caught his parachute on Shockwave's face and stuff in the movie. I think that's a neat little addition. Personally, I could have done without it. Don't really care, but it's neat. Now, on to the main event. He deserved so much better than this. So, come here. Let's start with the already well-known elephant in the room. All the soft parts. So, yeah, the hand is soft plastic. This thing is like what even is this? And then the tank barrel is soft plastic. I could understand this little bit here at the end being soft plastic, but the entire barrel, why the entire barrel? And you know, the hose, that makes sense. I understand the hose, it's supposed to be flexible. These are also soft plastic. The spikes on his feet, that does make sense. You know, they could poke your eye out because if you're stupid kids. But the hand and this thing, like, you can see how hollow it is. It is like, it's so just like even holding it makes me sad. It makes me sad. Next, I feel the need to mention that he is just a heavy retool of the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. And I have my Baway Megatron here to provide evidence. Let's start with these 5 pieces. They both have that jet turbine thing on them. Let's see. And they even have the same tread shape in the back. Like, you can see where this splits down the middle because it is Megatron's foot. It is Megatron's toe foot thing is like, yeah. And so there is that, and the transformation is very similar as well. Also, this part on the foot here is this thing here. Like, you can see that they are like the same weird little shape thing that covers his face in tank mode. Why did they use Megatron to make Shockwave? Like, I get they're both Cybertronian tanks, but Shockwave deserved his own new mold. Like, he should have gotten his own from the ground up design. Second, our next on the list is how loose his ankles are. Like, you can, he stands sometimes. If you balance him correctly, you kind of have to make him lean back a bit because he's already top heavy and front heavy because of this, giant gun. Oh, and the neck joint. Forgot the neck joint is the same. Blech. Neck joint's the same. Even the way the arms fold onto his back is the same. It's just so incredibly disappointing that he didn't get his own ground up mold. Like, he really deserved it, because this is one of my favorite Bayverse designs. I don't love all the Bayverse designs, and like, I don't love how most of them translate into toys, but this one, like, they had all the wiggle room in the world, because like, he doesn't actually show his vehicle mode in the movie, and both sides of it are, alien robot. So they had all the wiggle room, and this is the one they decided to cut all the corners on. Why? So, yeah, and I know there's like a DNA upgrade kit for new arms. I have one on pre-order, although I might cancel that. I've ordered the Ballway version of this guy, who I believe already has the upgrade kit parts, because this official one is just so disappointing as it is. Like, he really, really needs a do-over. He needs his own, like, from the ground up design. Like, I cannot stress that enough, how disappointing this is. Anyway, now that I've, ranted my head off about how my, favorite design has been, given the short end of the stick, let's actually go over the actual toy now. If any of you are even still watching, I'm sure plenty of people got bored and left. Anyway, it is on a ball joint. He does get plenty of movement there. He does have that double hinge, so he can We do get a full 360 at the elbow. His arm can come out straight to the side. He does have an elbow swivel. Does not have any real... He has a little bit of movement in the wrist, but that's just because that's where the pin is for the rubber. This arm does have 360, but you'd have to detach the hose to really go all the way around. The hose does have a little hinge piece here. These thruster pieces are each on a hinge to angle them for the backpack look. Does have a little over 90 degrees at the cannon elbow. Oh yeah, that's another thing he and Megatron both have in common. They have just a thumb on the side of their cannon. Because just a thumb. Can you tell I'm upset about this? I'm upset about this. And like, that part's not even that big of a deal. It's just like salt in the wound. Can't do anything with the barrel here. There is no waist movement due to transformation. He can kick that far up and that far back. Do a little ballerina pose. He does get a little over 90, just a smidge. The knee pads can move. The feet do have some movement due to transformation, because they're on a double hinge, which is too loose. but you can move that around a little bit, and you can actually get some cool poses out of that because of it. I will admit that is true. Like, you can, you know, fold his feet up different ways and get him sort of like stomping around like that. And of course he does have the ankle tiltage, and these pieces, I think the instructions said to do it like this. I do it like this because they're more out of the way and less noticeable, because just having this bit hanging off the back just does not look good. Does not look good. Despite the fact that these clearly have pins and hinges to split apart because they're Megatron's feet, they do not actually split apart. They are in there solidly, which I suppose is a good thing. We do get a thigh swivel, and I do believe that's it for the robot articulation. So yeah, there is that. So let's see, we'll do a couple size comparisons. First, we have him next to the Aoi Mech MP Jazz, who I just got and will review soon. So there's that. And for the 10th time in this video, here he is next to Huawei Megatron, which is definitely an oversized figure now that I actually have him to compare to a leader class. Hey, look, he fell over again. And here he is with the original Dark of the Moon Voyager, which, like, is now way better, sadly. Don't get me wrong, this was never a bad figure, but like, this should have been even better. But it's not. Yeah. Anyway, I guess we should move on to transformation. Also, this plugs into the same places on the arm in vehicle mode. I'm not putting that back on. It makes me so sad. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to lift that head up on that weird double hinge, and then we're going to take his shoulders and unpeg them from the chest. Unpeg from the chest. We just bring this whole assembly back, and we're going to take the legs and pull out the hip sections. There we go. And now for the legs, we want to make sure they're totally straight, and then we're going to use these double hinges to angle these feet straight forward like so. Straight forward like so. And like, these should like tab in somewhere here, but they don't. It's another thing that they should do and don't. Anyway, come up here to the chest again. We're gonna sort of, this is all on a big series of hinges, so we want to bring this hinge, double hinge here, back and down like so. And then this little post right here, so right there, yeah, that's gonna plug into his butt here. I got a butt plug. Get that in there. Then we can rotate these legs up. And there's a little slot here, and a little tab here. And there's that. And actually, before we do that, we want to move these little bits around. We're going to bring those down. And trying to remember the orientation. This, is it like that? Okay, yeah. You want to have it facing like so, so that it's moving up and down like this. Now we're going to tab that back in like I was saying. Come over here, pull this back around, tab that in as well. like so, and now these are going to sit in front of his face, just like Megatron. And now we want to come up here to the arms, and we're going to take the shoulder pieces and we're going to fold them in like so. And the arms are going to tab in, this part here is going to tab in here, and then there's a little slot here that'll go onto this little tab right here. So tab that in, then tab that in, same for the other side, tab that in, tab that in, and then what I usually do here is I actually want to untab this first. Bring the leg forward, and then I use this hinge piece for the hose, push that forward and sort of tuck the hose up under the leg like so, because if you don't, it sort of drags along the back. And I want to push this up a little bit, make sure, come on, there we go, there, now it's in the place I want it. Plug this back in. Yeah, see, now it's like tucked up under there. And then we want to come back here, and there are two tabs on the thrusters that will tab into his shoulders. Like so. And then we just want to make sure these thrusters are straightened out. And there we have him in his tank mode. And yeah, I mean, at first glance it looks okay, but it's, again, it's just a heavy retool of Megatron, and there's like a lot more I feel like they could have done with this. I don't know. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I don't think it's amazing, but it's not terrible. But there is that. And we will do another couple size comparisons here. Okay, for comparison, let's start with Solus Prime, who was also released recently. Give you an idea. The reissue, retool Bumblebee. Our other big evil purple tank, Megatronus. And then finally, let's put him over there, the Voyager Shockwave. So, and I kind of had forgotten that the arms are, you know, they do come over the same way on the original, but there's still some very big differences. Like, for example, the head is still in the front, but it's actually covered here. Not to mention the way the front of the tank looks with the wheels and stuff is completely different. This is just his feet sticking up. And don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily dislike this, you know, the spikes and stuff. I think that is kind of cool, but then yeah, just it doesn't feel, it feels lazier. Like, I don't really know how else to put it. It's not a horrendous design, but it just doesn't feel like as much love was put into it, is the best way I can really describe the alt mode. And like, I guess it's kind of cool that the thrusters are on the back now, whereas this was, yeah, it does kind of have a big gap. But this one, everything fits together a lot cleaner, and the hose keeps popping off. But, you know, I gotta be honest, I like the original a lot more. I just do. Stick this in here. I don't know, and I think a big part of it is that it's, you know, just a heavy retool of the Megatron, and the rubbery parts really just detract from the overall enjoyment. Like, again, the spikes on the feet, those should be rubber. The hose should be rubber. The tip of the tank cannon, where these pokey shaped parts are, I can understand. But the hand and the little blade, those should not have been rubbery. Those should have been hard plastic. But yeah, it's... yeah, I don't know. I feel like that this should have been done differently. Hopefully they'll make a, MP scaled one or something. I know there's that Zeus Toys one, but that's just a huge upscale of this guy, so it doesn't really fix all the issues I have. But yeah, hopefully like some third party will make a masterpiece scale Dark of the Moon Shockwave. I'm a little surprised that that hasn't been done yet. I'm actually going to be making a video about figures that need MP figures, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I don't know. There probably is a good chunk of personal bias in on this one, because like I said, this is one of my favorite Bayverse designs. I really like the skeleton chest they gave him, the weird like mandible mouth. I actually thought that was really cool. Just how spiky and edgy he is. Just, I really do dig this design. It is definitely one of my favorite Bayverse designs, and I feel like they took the lazy route on this figure. So I don't know. I still prefer this one, and this one's not perfect either. I'm sure plenty of people have their complaints with this, but I don't know. Overall, I definitely prefer this design. So. But that's enough of my rambling. This was less of a review, more of a rant at this point, so sorry. But I'll go ahead and wrap things up here. The Ballway version, with it comes with like the DNA upgrade parts, is still available on Shosey's store last I looked. So if you're gonna get that, if you're gonna get this figure at all, get that, because it's essentially this but better for like half the price. So yeah. But yeah, that's I'm gonna wrap it up. Anyway, this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.